While editing my videos, I have noticed that I say a couple of phrases quite a bit, and those phrases are live a better or live a more positive life. Now, I want to make some clarity on this because I don't want people thinking that what I'm saying is a cookie cutter, everybody's going to live the same kind of positive life or the same kind of better life. A positive life is not quantifiable objectively. A positive life is not quantifiable objectively. It's not something where someone can go, you're doing this, and this, and therefore you're living a more positive life. More positive is subjective. It's what you feel is more positive. What is more helpful to you? What feels better to you? What makes you happier? What makes you more productive, maybe? The things that are important to you, what is a more positive version of that for you? More positive is subjective. It's what you feel is more positive. The areas of your life that you might feel are more positive are areas like your feelings. You might have more positive feelings throughout the day. It doesn't mean toxic positivity. It doesn't mean let's be positive all the time, no matter what. There are times when feeling sad or mad are actually really important. But are you feeling more positive more of the time, if that's your goal? Are you feeling happier more of the time? Are you feeling less judged, less judgmental maybe more of the time? And it's also about the consequences of your actions. Are you having more of a positive impact on others than you were? When it comes to the subjective idea of what is a better life or a more positive life, it all comes down to your particular situation. So if we look at two potential situations, so if we're going to go really extreme here as the example, most people won't be in these extremes, but you might have a homeless person who's watching this, who's wanting to live a better, more positive life. So a homeless person's idea of a better life or a more positive life might be finding somewhere to live that's stable, or just having somewhere safe where they can feel relaxed for a little bit and more positive because they're able to get out of flight or fight mode. As opposed to, say, a workaholic who might be having difficulty because they're spending all their time at work, they're spending all their time focusing on money maybe and bringing that money in, and not actually building relationships, not thinking about how they're impacting others. So their idea of positive or a better life might be just being able to take some time off. And that's okay. There's no real right or wrong with this better or more positive. It is about where you are at and how you feel. I hope that explains. Some aspects you might want to look at in terms of your getting more positive or having a better life are things like your reactivity. How quickly and easily do you react if someone says something you're not comfortable with? Do you take a moment and breathe and try and understand their perspective, or do you immediately jump in and start going at them? Or do you immediately start feeling bad within yourself because of what's happened? So looking at that reactivity, if you can bring your reactivity back, that can often really help with our feelings of positivity. Another thing to look at is your negative thoughts and beliefs. So are you somebody who is stuck in a spiral of negative thoughts and beliefs as you are going through your life? And if that is the case, then getting really aware of that and working through your thoughts, which I'm happy to help you with, and I hope my videos will help you find a way to do that as well, that can really help pull you up out of that hole. Another thing to look at when it comes to feeling better about life or having a more positive life is how we project our own intentions onto someone else. So if someone behaves a certain way, we have a tendency to think, if I were behaving like that, this is what I would be feeling. And that's therefore how they're feeling about me. And that's not always the truth. We don't know what's going on with somebody. And oftentimes people are rude because they're having a really hard day. The old saying, hurt people hurt people. And so we don't necessarily know what's going on with somebody. So being aware that our intention in something might be really different to another person's intention, and not necessarily having to take things so personally. The last thing I want to talk about today is the future telling, assuming that something is going to happen a certain way. Now, this is really interesting because I view myself as a Stoic. Now, a Stoic is somebody, this is going back to the Greek times, a Stoic is somebody who believes in knowing what the possible outcomes are, being aware of them, having them kind of vaguely planned for, but not necessarily taking action on that plan, but knowing what you'll do if, and then going on as if the best things are going to happen. And so I'm not saying don't ever think of what the negative options are, but use them as a guide so you're not surprised, but don't sit and ruminate about those things. Don't worry about them. Don't assume the worst and ruminate on that. This will help you to really, again, live that more positive life. I hope this helps you. If you would like to book a free session, please make sure you hit that link in my bio and we'll have a chat.